Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. So please do excuse the bedraggled appearance. I've just got off my exercise bike, had a shower, saw the email from Etsy about the new ads. So I just wanted to kind of clarify it, in my opinion, what it kind of all means. If you don't know who I am, I'm Steph and I run this YouTube channel. I've been a full-time Etsy seller since 2016. So I've been through it all when it comes to Etsy and their beloved changes. So Etsy ads, when I first saw it, I have to admit, I thought, well, that's good. And I read through the top part. So the top half of the email is essentially telling you that they are splitting Google ads away from the whole Etsy ads thing. So if you don't know, a couple of months ago, well, it's probably more than that now, about a few months ago, Etsy bundled Etsy ads and the Google ads together to just create Etsy ads. And basically you had one platform, one budget across Google Shopping and Etsy ads. Now, the downside that I have found with that, and I did do some testing videos and things like that on my channel, but the thing that I found with that was that Google ads are a lot more expensive, and I found that higher budgets were getting eaten up by Google ads that, to be honest, just didn't result in any sales. So that's never good. So I'm glad that they have actually separated Etsy ads from Google ads, because I must say, when I just use Etsy ads in my shop, I found that my sales did go up quite considerably. So the good news is that there are going to be more videos about how to do advertising solely on Etsy the right way. So that is the plus. Now, there is obviously this thing about offsite ads. Now, I've just got the email up in front of me here, so I'm just going to be having a look and kind of talking to you guys at the same time. So the offsite ads for most sellers is optional. Now, they are right in what they say when they say that the best way to grow your Etsy business is through advertising. And I guess in their own roundabout way, that's kind of what they're trying to help you achieve, because if you are a Etsy seller and you just go straight into Google AdWords and AdSense and, you know, putting an ad on Google, 9 times out of 10, straight off the bat, you're going to lose some money. In fact, you know, when I've told the story of me, myself and my shop, I lost about £1,200 the first month of my business because I didn't know what I was doing. I just whacked an ad up and it wasn't very good, which was my own fault. But I guess what they're trying to do is kind of help you guys out with the ads. Now, what I don't like is that if you've made more than 10,000 US dollars, that's approximately £7,800 in sales on Etsy in a 12-month period, apparently you'll benefit most from off-site advertising. So basically bigger shops. You'll be required to participate for the lifetime of your shop, and you'll get a discounted advertising fee. So that kind of ticks me off. Because basically, if you have an Etsy shop that is, you know, generating over $10,000 a year or £7,800 a year, which personally mine always has done, then you have no choice. You have to participate in these ads. And basically, let me just scroll down a second. If you've made more than 10,000, you have a discounted fee, apparently, of 12% down from 15%, but participation is required. If you're making less than 10,000 US dollars in a 12-month period, it's 15%, but you don't have to participate. So I guess it's good for what they're saying is that they're almost kind of putting a threshold that they're going to help successful shops, and to them a successful shop is 10,000 US dollars in a 12-month period or more. And I don't know where they're getting the metrics from. Obviously it's Etsy, it's their site, they know their site best. However, I do kind of feel that the advertising fee of 15% for younger sellers is not really fair. If you're a new seller, you're going to be new to this whole off-site advertising thing, then, you know, having the discounted fee for sellers that are already doing well, and that would include me. So obviously, you know, I want naturally a shop on Etsy, a big shop on Etsy. I want to be fair to everyone out there. I mean, obviously I'm biased because of my channel and things like that, but I want to be fair to everyone out there. And having a discounted fee for bigger shops is not cool, I don't think. I'm just going to put that out there. I don't think that's cool. But the upside is that you guys have the option of going in on it or not. So 12% and 15%. What they say is 1 in 10 sales will come from off-site ads. So let's say you make $1,000 US, which is approximately £780 a year on Etsy. That would mean your advertising fees for the year would just be $15, approximately £12, based on a 15% advertising fee. If you sell $10,000, approximately £7,800 on Etsy each year, you could expect to pay around 120 US dollars, approximately £95, with a 12% advertising fee. So, guys, my opinion on this is that if you've watched my videos on my channel, and I do go into depth about this in my course, because funnily enough, I've just completed the outline, so I've just been through the whole pricing thing. Guys, if you're not building a decent advertising fee for each of your items into your pricing, then you are going to naturally run into troubles. And I think in a roundabout way, that is what Etsy is trying to say, is that, you know, you have to build this into your pricing. If you're pricing with such a slim margin that you can't afford to spend 10% on your advertising costs, or, you know, having a margin of error in some way, then obviously then you might be running into problems. Now, I know that a lot of you guys out there, pricing is an issue, and that is absolutely fine. But personally, I price my products with a hefty buffer, and I price my products in a way that is different to a lot of Etsy sellers out there. I have got a video on this, so please go and watch that and do what you will. But essentially, if you want to build your business, guys, you have to build in things like a discount buffer, a incorrection buffer. If people get their items and it's wrong and you have to replace it, there should be a buffer in the original sale price for this. Number 3, I always put a wholesale buffer in there, so that if my product was to sell for a certain amount less than the RRP, I would still be making a healthy profit on it. Now, I understand that, you know, you guys are going to be really angry about having to participate, and believe me, I'm not happy about it. I have some serious questions for Etsy regarding making us do this. But as it stands, we have this email, we have this limited information. It's coming in April. I know for a fact that there's going to be a lot of Etsy sellers that are going to be emailing Etsy, messaging Etsy to let them know their feedback. If you really hate all of this, the one great thing about this is Etsy does listen, guys. They do listen. So if you're not happy with something, give them some feedback. Give them some feedback, because obviously with the whole Etsy ads thing, that only came out a couple of months ago. So people have obviously messaged them regarding this, and they've said they're not happy with Google ads and Etsy ads sharing the same budget and things like that. So they obviously do listen. Now, whether this response is the right response, I don't know. They're getting there, but I don't think it's quite right yet. And I think they're going to tick off a lot of Etsy shop owners with this whole, you know, you're going to be automatically enrolled. So guys, it's too early to tell really how this is going to affect your shop. But obviously I'm here to test it for you. So don't worry, keep checking back on this channel, because I will be doing updates for you guys. I will be increasing my ad budget. In fact, when I did my Etsy ads video, I was spending about $50 a day on ads just to test them out for you guys. So don't worry, on this channel, we will be going through it all together. I've got you, I've got your back, don't worry. Obviously, I'm not in control of Etsy. I'm just rolling with the punches as, you know, what you guys are. But being a Etsy seller for a while now, I can kind of understand why they've done this, and I can kind of understand how they've you know, adjusted with the feedback and the changes and the things that sellers have actually requested. So guys, this video, please don't worry about this. Please don't worry about this. I think, if anything, if I was in a smaller shop's shoes, I'd be saying, right, I need to step up my game then in that case. If Etsy are telling me that I need to be making $10,000 a year to get that cheaper advertising rate, and they're saying it's going to work, then I'm going to work towards that. I'm going to work towards making $10,000 on my Etsy shop every year. And I'm going to work on my pricing so that, you know, if I want to advertise any of my listings, then that 15% fee is already built in. Now, don't get me wrong, 15% is a lot. You know, for every £10 or $10, that's $1.50 or £1.50 that you have to be basically giving Etsy on top of the, you know, the current fees for them bringing you that customer. But at the end of the day, myself, having run Google ads off of Etsy, having run Instagram ads, Facebook ads, magazine articles, blog ads, having, you know, done the influencer route as well. Looking at this, if this works, this would be a cheaper and easier way to actually scale your shop fast. So I'm mixed about it. I'm mixed as an Etsy coach. I'm mixed as a shop owner. But all I know right now is that I'm going to test this so much for you guys, and I'm going to keep you up to date with my findings and how I'm working it out and all that type of thing. And I don't want you guys to worry about this, because unfortunately, if you sell on Etsy, it's their platform and they can pretty much do what they like. But historically, looking back, all of the changes that they have made have either been changed back nearly all the way if people hated them, or they've kind of done it in a roundabout way to better their site. I say that lightly because obviously, you know, the whole SEO, the artificial intelligence search thing, I don't know whether myself if that was a good move on their part, but I guess they have to protect their site and from, you know, the sellers that are selling, you know, non-handmade goods, they have to protect themselves, and that's fine. But historically speaking, I will say that I don't personally think that this is going to really be the end of your shop if you're really that worried about it. I think that it's going to take some ducking and diving and some changes on your part if, you know, if you want to carry on Etsy. And I feel like the last year has been such a period of change for Etsy, and I knew they were testing something because my ads began to really not work where they've worked for 4 years. 4 years they've worked, and over the last month they have not worked. And I put in my Facebook group actually like a heads up, I feel like I'm feeling it in my waters that Etsy's testing stuff. So, you know, obviously they were. I think we just have to see how this goes, see what happens next. Again, like I said, I know for a fact that Etsy are going to get a lot of feedback from sellers, and a lot of that feedback isn't going to be fantastic. But all in all, stay tuned, watch this channel, because I'm going to be testing everything for you guys. I'm going to be really getting into this and really deciphering what it is. But on a surface level, let's just focus on the positives. Let's just focus on the fact that Etsy have said that they're going to give you more control over your ads. Now, whether or not that means we can manually adjust each listing's bid again is, I don't really know. They haven't said that, but I'm hoping that when they say they're going to give you more control over your Etsy ads back, I hope that's what they mean, because that would be wonderful. And also the fact that they are separating Etsy ads and Google Shopping out, because they are two completely different beasts. In fact, I did an experiment with the shorter titles on, basically I copied all of my best sellers and I changed the titles to shorter titles, and they got clicked through on the Google Shopping ads but not on the Etsy. So basically personally, what I learned from that experiment is that Google likes the title to be formatted one way and Etsy another. I don't know whether that is 100% fact. That's just what happened for me in my shop. So I'm personally glad that they're separating them out, because what that means is that I'm hoping that you will be able to advertise certain listings on Google. So for example, the listings with the shorter titles, I can advertise those on Google separately and then have Etsy ads doing, you know, on Etsy. So that's just my 2 cents worth, guys. Please leave your comments below. Let me know how you are feeling about this latest change. I'm sorry that it was a different video. You're on my little vlogging stand at the minute because I just had to do this, because I felt like you guys are just, you know, we need to talk about this. We need to have a discussion. So subscribe if you haven't already, and please go and join the Facebook group, because I do tend to announce things there first, depending on what my filming days are and things like that. Give this video a big thumbs up or a thumbs down if you didn't enjoy it. Please comment below, tell me what your thoughts are and how you're dealing with this new change. And I shall see you in my next video, which will be up on the normal day. This is like a little extra one just to, you know, help you guys out. So I hope it did, and I hope that, you know, please look at things on the bright side. I know sometimes it's really hard to, but when you're in business, you just have to just roll with the punches and smile, even though, you know, you don't really want to, and you're like, oh, changes again, really? I've just got things the way I like them. But it's business, what can you do? So guys, I wish you a happy rest of your week, and I shall see you in the next video. Bye!